name's Ju, and today I'm at the Emmentaler Shaukaeserei to show you how traditional Emmentaler cheese is made. Now I'm actually in the village of Affoltern in Emmental, which is in a region just east of Bern. 80% of all Emmentaler production comes from this region, with 150 producers. And its name comes from here. There's the nearby river Emme and Tal, meaning valley in German. In the US, it's known as Swiss cheese. Emmentaler has iconic holes in it, and it's also the world's largest cheese. Emmentaler AOP can only be produced in these regions in Switzerland. It was granted AOP protection from the EU in 2002, meaning that these areas are the protected designation of origin. But there are a few qualifications for this. The milk has to be from dairy farms no fewer than 20 kilometres away, and it must be produced using raw milk. 17,700 tonnes of Emmentaler are produced each year in this region by 150 family dairies. Cheese production started in this area over 200 years ago. It's a hilly region, so good for cattle grazing. The Emmentaler Shaukaeserei show dairy was opened in 1989.
The process of cheese starts at the farmer, so we need a high quality raw milk. Then we heat up the milk on 32 degrees. We put inside the bacteria, the rennet. We have to wait because the rennet make a relationship between the fat and the protein. You are cutting the curds down to a size of 4 up to 6 millimeters. And then you're heating up another time to 53 degrees. You're pumping up to the forms, and then you are pressing that for 12 hours.
The cheese is pressed under hydraulic pressure for up to 12 hours. It then spends 8 weeks in the warm fermentation cellar at 22 degrees Celsius. It then goes into a storage cellar for up to 2 months before it's collected by the wholesaler. This makes a famous sweet taste and smooth texture of the cheese. The world famous holes? They're created by a reaction in the bacteria. After 1 month of storage, a strain of bacteria, Propionibacterium shermani, consumes lactic acid and releases carbon dioxide. These bubbles become trapped in the cheese rind and form holes, also known as eyes. But why are the cheeses so large? The size of Emmentaler wheels is heavily regulated, as most have a diameter of 80 to 100 centimetres. They need to be a minimum of 75 kilograms. For cheese produced here, a kilogram costs 19 Swiss francs, or $19, so one wheel could cost over $1,900.
We have to pay taxes also in Switzerland, and 200 years ago they have the regulation that you have to pay the taxes on a piece and not on kilogram. So they make a big cheese wheel and they have to pay only once the taxes, and still 200 years we're producing this at minimum 75 kilogram wheels.
The cheese is matured into a 4-month classic, 8-month reserve, 12-month AOP extra, and the 24-month Le Roi d'Emmental.
The taste of the Emmentaler AOP, it's unique. Compared to copies, it's comparing if you take a red wine and a good red wine.
We visited the Shaukaeserei restaurant to try the cheese. And we go for the classic. It's 4-month age. What you can see is the stringy kind of rubbery texture to it. Let's give this a try. It's so much more flavoursome than other Emmentaler that I've had. It has a really full flavour to it because it's made with raw milk, not pasteurised milk that you might get in the States. It's just a very, very kind of full rich, milky flavour that is very tasty. But how does this differ to the 12-month aged? It's a lot less kind of springy and bouncy to the touch, but that rich, nutty flavour is really starting to come through. This room downstairs, when we went into here in the dairy, was the room that, the minute you walk in, there's this beautiful nutty aroma that hits you, and that is exactly what you can get in the cheese now. It's gone from sort of like a fruity, mild cheese to something which has this texture to it, and it's very nutty. To be an authentic Emmentaler cheese, it needs to have the Emmentaler logo and a bespoke cheese number.
On the rind, we put our brand on top before we press the cheese, and this is something like a tea bag, and this is growing directly into the rind. So if you are cutting the cheese wheel into pieces, on each rind you should find a part of this Emmentaler Switzerland logo, and you find also a little number on top. And with this number, our customers can go on our website, emmentaler.ch, and give this number inside, and Google Maps shows you where this product was produced in which dairy.
And the dairies need to have this protection. Emmentaler is the world's most copied cheese.
So 95% of that what is sold as a Swiss cheese or a cheese with holes called Emmental are fake Emmentaler. So the Emmentaler Switzerland, the brand is protected by the AOP label, and we have also a bacteria inside our cheese. We are the only cheese brand who are using this one. And so we can not only look on the package if it's original Emmentaler AOP, we can also analyze this product. And so these are our activities. And the brand itself, we have people who are working only for searching the origin between the copies. So it's a big work behind here.